begin with the opening prayers on page 3, twice in English and once in Tibet. All mother sentient beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and omniscience. May they experience happiness, be separated from suffering, and swiftly I will establish them in the state of unsurpassed, perfect, complete, and precious Buddhahood. All mother sentient beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and omniscience. May they experience happiness, be separated from suffering, and swiftly I will establish them in the state of unsurpassed, perfect, complete, and precious Buddhahood. Dagla dangwa je pedra no pa je pege. Tarpa dang tam shaken pe bar du jo par je pa tam shaki so je pe. Manam ka dam yam pe sem chen tam she de wa dang dan. Dug now dang drel nur du la na me pa yang dag par zog pe zhang ju brin po she to pa ja. Thus, until I achieve enlightenment, I perform virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind. Until death, I perform virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind. From now until this time tomorrow, I perform virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind. Deshe du sang ma ge gi bar du lu na gi sam ge wa la ko. Ma she par du lu na gi sam ge wa la ko. Du de ring ne song te ni ma sang ta sam gi bar du lu na gi sam ge wa la ko. We take refuge in the kind root Lama and lineage Lamas. We take refuge in the deities of the mandalas of the Yidam. We take refuge in all the exalted Buddhas. We take refuge in the perfect Dharma. We take refuge in the excellent order of the Sanghas. We take refuge in all the noble Dakas, Dakinis, and Dharma guardians, possessors of the eye of wisdom. We take refuge in the kind root Lama and lineage Lamas. We take refuge in the deities of the mandalas of the Yidam. We take refuge in all the exalted Buddhas. We take refuge in the perfect Dharma. We take refuge in the excellent order of the Sanghas. We take refuge in all the noble Dakas, Dakinis, and Dharma guardians, possessors of the eye of wisdom. Transcends awa dangur parje pe pal den lama dampa nam la kapsu chio. Yidam kil gorgi la sok nam la kapsu chio. Sangye chom den de nam la kapsu chio. Dampe cho nam la kapsu chio. Pape ge dun nam la kapsu chio. Pa wo ka jo cho kyong song me song ye she gi chang dang dem pa nam la kapsu chio. Until I attain the heart of enlightenment, I take refuge in all the Buddhas. I take refuge in the Dharma, and likewise in the assembly of the Bodhisattvas. As the previous Buddhas embraced the enlightened mind and progressed on the Bodhisattva's path, I too, for the benefit of all sentient beings, give birth to bodhicitta and apply myself to accomplish the stages of the path. Until I attain the heart of enlightenment, I take refuge in all the Buddhas. I take refuge in the Dharma, and likewise in the assembly of the Bodhisattvas. As the previous Buddhas embraced the enlightened mind and progressed on the Bodhisattva's path, I too, for the benefit of all sentient beings, give birth to bodhicitta and apply myself to accomplish the stages of the path. Shangju Mingpo Chi Ki Bar Sangye Namla Kapsuchi, Chodang Shangshub Sampayi, So Klang Deshin Kapsuchi, Jitar Nongi Deshegi, Shangshub Tugni Ke Padang, Shangshub Sampe La Pala, De Dagrim Shin E Pata, De Shin Jola Pandandu, Shangshub Samni Ke Gishin, De Shin Du Ni La Pala, Rimpa Shindu La Pa Ji O. Until I attain the heart of enlightenment. Excuse me. In the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha most excellent, I take refuge until enlightenment is reached. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. In the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha most excellent, I take refuge until enlightenment is reached. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. Sangye Chodang Soki Chodamla, Shangshu Bardu Dagni Kapsuchi, Dagi Jinso Ki Pe Sonamgi, Drola Penshir Sangye Jupasho. May all mothers, sentient beings, boundless as the sky, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they never be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. May all mothers, sentient beings, boundless as the sky, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they never be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. Manam kadam yam pesam chantam she dewa dang dewe gudang dempa jurchi. Dog now dang do now ki gudang drawar jurchi. Dog now me pe dewa dang vi drawar jurchi. May ring chak dang ni dang dra wei tang nam la ne pa jo chi. Seven-limb prayer. I bow down respectfully with my body, speech, and faithful mind to all Tathagatas in the 10 directions. Those who have already reached the Tathagata state, those who are reaching it at present, and those Tathagatas still to come. Through the power of Samantabhadra's prayers, may all Buddhas manifest vividly in my mind. I prostrate to them, multiplying my body as many times as there are atoms of the earth. In each atom, I visualize as many Buddhas as there are atoms, surrounded by countless Bodhisattvas. Thus all space is filled with Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. I praise all Buddhas through magnificent chanting, expressing the great ocean of their excellent qualities. To all Buddhas, I make offerings of various pure flowers, of flower garlands, of music, anointing oils, magnificent light, and fragrant incense. I make offerings to them of fine garments, perfume, and potpourri piled high as Mount Meru and arranged in a most beautiful way. I visualize the highest and most extensive offerings and offer them with great faith to all Buddhas. I prostrate to the Buddhas and make offerings to them, following the deeds of the great Bodhisattva Samantabhadra. I confess to you, Buddhas, whatever negative actions I have committed due to the power of anger, desire, and ignorance. I rejoice in the merit of all the Buddhas in the 10 directions, of the great Bodhisattvas and Pratyeka Buddhas, those who have attained arhatship, those who have entered the path to arhatship, and all other beings. I request to all great protectors and Buddhas to turn the highest wheel of Dharma as a light dispelling the darkness of beings in the 10 directions and leading them gradually to the enlightened state. I supplicate those Buddhas intending to pass into parinirvana to live long for as many eons as there are atoms of the earth in order to benefit all beings. Whatever merit I have gathered through prostrations, offerings, confession, rejoicing, beseeching, and praying, for the sake of the enlightenment of all sentient beings, all this I dedicate. The short mandala offering. The ground is sprinkled with scented water and strewn with flowers. It is adorned with Meru, the supreme mountain, the 4 continents, and the sun and the moon. As a Buddha field, I offer it. May all sentient beings attain the happiness of the Buddha fields. To the lamas who possess the 3 kayas, I offer the outer, inner, and secret offerings with my body, wealth, and all that is visible. Please grant me the supreme realization, enlightenment. Whatever merit I have gathered through prostrations, offering, confession, rejoicing, beseeching, and praying, for the sake of the enlightenment of all sentient beings, all this I dedicate. Om Guru Ratna Mandala Puja Mega Samudra Saparana Samaye Ahom. Tibet. Sashi Pochu Jon Me Tok Tram Rirabling Shi Di De Kyan Padi Sangye Shen La Mikte Po Wa Yi Drokun Nam Dag Chen Du Ke Wa Sho Kusam Kyong Sog La Me Sog Nam La Chi Nan Nag Lu Long Cho Nag Si Yong She La La Me Jogi No Drup Sa Du So Chak Sa Wadang Cho Sing Sa Pa Dang Jesu Yi Rang Kol Sing So Wa Yi De Wa Jung Se Da Gi Ji Sak Pa Tam She Zog Pe Shang Shu Chi No Om Guru Ratna Mandala Puja Mega Samudra Saparana Samaye Ahom. Supplication to Lord Jigdan Sumgam. Unequaled refuge, ornament of the world, your fame pervades the 3,000 worlds. You are the victor Vajradhara without a doubt. I bow at the feet of the Father Jigdan Sumgam. Continually I think of no one but you. Compassionate one, grant your blessings. Dispel the darkness that surrounds my heart. Please bless me so that I can realize the unelaborated nature of mine. Jabjan Gi Do Me Zam Lingyan Dragpe Yong Song Yong La Kya So Me Gawa Dorje Chan Pajik Tang Gompe Shala Tu Tak Tu Sam Gu Kyo Le Me Jinji Lob Shik Toje Chan Yingi Mon Pa Sa Ne Kang Sam Jo Jadu To Pa Jinji Lo. Please turn the wheel of the Dharma of the 2 vehicles and their combination according to the disposition and likewise the mental capacities of sentient beings. Sam Chen Yam Gi Sampadang Yo Yi Je Dak Ji Ta Wa She Chong Tong Mong Te Pa Yi Jogi Kor Lo Kor Du So. We go to page 32. Or maybe 28, excuse me. So here we see an image of Manjushri, the Bodhisattva Manjushri, who has a golden body. And you see that he's sitting on a lotus flower, on a lotus pedestal. And you see the white moon disk. And what we don't see is the sun disk that is beneath the moon disk, but the sun disk is always there. So he is a peaceful deity, and that's why he is sitting on the moon disk. The wrathful deities are usually standing on the sun disk, on the wisdom disk. So the moon disk, the white disk, is the compassion, is the cooling of the wisdom heat. So you see his legs and his feet in the full Vajra position. Most of us can't achieve the full Vajra position. If you can, it's wonderful. But if you can achieve the Bodhisattva position where your legs are simply crossed, or one of your two feet is up so you can see the sole of your foot as it's on top of the other knee. So whatever position is comfortable for you. If you're sitting, that is fine, but you want to keep your back straight. You want to keep your legs together in a respectful position. You don't want to a TV position. So Manjushri has a headdress. And you can see that there are jewels on the headdress, and the jewels represent the 5 Buddha families. And the Buddha Amitabha is the family that Manjushri is part of. So there would be an image or stone color of Buddha Amitabha. There would be a red color there. I think if you look on his crown, you see that there is a blue lotus right above his hairline, and then just above that is a red image of Amitabha. So you may need a magnifying glass to see that, but it's there. So he is part of that. He is a brother, a spiritual brother, a bodhisattva brother to Avalokiteshvara Shenrezig that we practiced last week. So wisdom, other were 3 family. So in his left hand, Manjushri is holding the stem of a lotus flower, and the lotus flower is a blue lotus flower. And if you look carefully, you see nestled in the flower there is a book, is a text. And on top of that text is another white, red image of Amitabha. So you can see that there. So the text is like this here. So it's the typical Pecha text of the Tibetans, like this. So this represents the wisdom. And in his right hand, he's holding a sword, a flaming sword over his head. And the flaming sword is symbolic of cutting through all the dualistic nature, cutting through all the emotions, cutting through all the wisdom obscurations of the mind, cutting through all negativity, all those dualisms, all those confusions being cut through. So this is the flaming sword in his right hand, and his left hand he's holding the stem of the flower, holding the book, the text, the Pecha. So during the time that we are chanting, you can use these body positions yourself with your hand in the right position like this and your left hand. And it helps you to really visualize the embodiment of Manjushri, you becoming Manjushri. So these implements and these hand positions, these mudras, are there for us to be able to connect with these deities. So they're very, very powerful. So don't be shy about using these. And it gives you great confidence by doing this. So, so there will be more explanation about Manjushri as we go into the text. So we see that he is called the wisdom of light, and the Manjushri Jnana Sattva. So the wisdom is jhana. Okay. All right. So anybody have any questions or any comments about Manjushri practice before we get started? Okay, well then we're going to go through it and ask questions if you have any as we go along. So first is the meditation on all-pervading emptiness. When we say Om Shunyata Jana Bajra Sobhava Atma Ko Ham. So what this means that the body, speech, and mind of the wisdom, indestructible wisdom being of emptiness. Swabhava, born in a lotus, and that I become that deity, that I become that Atma Ko Ham, that I become that manifest. That is what Om Shunyata Jana Bajra Sobhava Atma Ko Ham represents. And the visualization. From the all-pervading emptiness, a many-colored lotus appears. On the lotus are moon and sun discs, surmounted by an orange mum syllable, the nature of my own awareness wisdom. So from the all-pervading emptiness, a many-colored lotus appears. So this all-pervading emptiness, so we talk about this phenomenal nature that we have, this emptiness. So from that comes this symbol, comes this multicolored lotus, this many-colored lotus. And on this lotus are the moon and sun discs, surrounded by the orange colored mum syllable. So if you look on page 34, you see on the right side of that page, you see the mum syllable. M-U-M is the way it's spelled in English. And you see the ma syllable, and the shabq at the bottom makes the U sound, and the sphere above the ma syllable makes it an M sound. So it's M-U-M, mum. And that's the syllable that is coming from this all-pervading emptiness. So this is the nature of my own wisdom awareness, my own awareness wisdom. So the luminous symbol radiates colored light in all directions. So it's luminous. It is illuminating all around us, the darkness of ignorance. So that's what the luminous means, that it's illuminating the darkness around us. So in this case, it's ignorance that is being illuminated in all directions. So we talk about the 10 directions, all directions. It is offered to all the Buddhas and purifies all obscurations in the 6 realms. The light returns and is absorbed into the syllables, and I become Manjushri, brilliantly golden in color. So this light, this luminous quality of the mum syllable is offered to the Buddhas. So, and then from them, it comes back into the mum syllable. So the mum syllable is in Manjushri's heart center, and we would normally think of him as being above and in front of ourselves, up near our forehead and a little bit above. And then through the practice, he comes and sits on our head and then comes down through into our heart center like this. But that mum syllable is always with Manjushri. And then when he comes into our heart center, then it comes into us. It becomes us. So the light is going to the Buddhas and then is like charging that mum syllable with their blessings. And then the light then comes into us. And then we then send it out to all beings. So it says, the light returns and is absorbed into the syllables, and I become Manjushri, brilliantly golden in color. So the syllables are the syllables of the mantra, which we'll get to in a couple minutes. So it says that I have one face and two arms. My right hand raises the wisdom sword above my shoulder, and my left hand, raised to the heart level, holds between the thumb and ring finger the long stem of a lotus. So when the thumb and the ring finger like this of the left hand, and what this is the union of wisdom and compassion. So the stem of that flower is coming from that union of wisdom and compassion. So we visualize that at our heart center like this. And on the other hand is the sword like this. So that blossoms at my left shoulder, the lotus flower. On the lotus is the 100,000 verse Prajnaparamita text. So the 100 verse Prajnaparamita text is the wisdom text, the wisdom perfection, of which the Heart Sutra is part of. The Lotus Sutra, the Diamond Sutra, there's many, many sutras that are part of the Prajnaparamita text. So that's what is represented by this text that is at the left ear of Manjushri. So this is coming in. Remember, the left is the side where we receive the blessings, where we receive the wisdom and so on, and it's the right where it goes out. So the right is the activity, is the skillful means of that wisdom and cutting through all that ignorance, cutting through confusion, cutting through dualistic nature. So I am wearing the 5-pointed crown adorned with a blue-black top knot, and I'm cloaked with silken robes and precious ornaments. Seated in the Vajra position with smiling countenance, I radiate the glorious signs of the Buddhas. So this crown that so it's got a top knot, and all the Tibetan Buddhas have this top knot, and this is called the Ushnisha. And this Ushnisha is what represents their guru quality, their teaching quality, their supreme teaching quality is this pointed head that they have, this pointed top knot. And that's called the Ushnisha. So he has a smiling countenance. So it's very good. You know, some people, when they do these practices, they get very solemn and they get very, you know, their brows begin to get furrowed and everything, and they're really concentrating. We need to relax. We need to be joyous. We need to put a little smile on our face. Not that we got to be a big smile, but just a little smile. And think of it that your heart is smiling and your face is just expressing that. So, and it lightens up your whole practice. Instead of being so serious and so solemn about it, it should be very joyous. This is all Sambhogaya practice. This is the subtle enjoyment body. You should be enjoying it. So let yourself do that. Remember yourself to smile and with all these deities. The smiling countenance. I radiate the glorious signs of the Buddhas. So the many signs, so there's 32 signs of the Buddha, and 80 there's 32 major signs and there's 80 minor marks. So you can read what they all represent in the Jewel Ornamental Liberation. They're listed in there. But generally it's the physical aspects of the Buddha and then the personality aspects, the characteristics of the of the Buddha, or the 80 minor marks. So you can read about those. At the three special places are the white, red, and blue colored syllables. So the white is at the forehead from the body of the Buddha. The red is at the throat, the speech of the body, of the speech of the Buddha. And the blue is at the heart. The wisdom of the mind of the Buddha is at the heart. So these are the three special places, white, red, and blue colored syllables. Lights radiate from these syllables, inviting the divine wisdom being, who dissolves inseparably into me with the syllables Za, Hong, Bam, Ho. So in the beginning, we're visualizing Manjushri just above ourselves, in front of ourselves like this. So from his heart, and from his three special places, these three lights are coming into us. So the white light from his forehead comes into our forehead. The red light from his throat comes into our throat. The blue light from his heart comes into our heart. So we're visualizing that. And then it says, inviting the wisdom beings who dissolve inseparably into me. So the wisdom beings are the other, are the five heads of the five Buddha families, and the Bodhisattvas, and their spiritual sons, and their spiritual daughters, because there are female Bodhisattvas also. So all this family is all just coming into this light, and is coming into us with the syllables Za, Hong, Bam, Ho. So we take our two hands like this, if you can see this. So we're taking our thumbs and we're holding down our middle two fingers, our middle finger and our ring finger. So we're holding them in our palms like this. So our index finger and our little fingers are now out like this, okay? And now we're taking our right hand and we're taking our right index finger and we're hooking it to our left little finger. We're hooking that. That's Za. So we're hooking ourselves to the wisdom deities, to these deities. We're hooking ourselves with this Za. Then we reverse. Now we take our our left index finger to our right little finger, and we're grasping that, and we're like hooking that. And this is Za Hong. This is Hong. And we are tying ourselves like a rope. We are binding ourselves up. We are tying we're roping like a lasso to the deities. So Za Hong. Now we take our left hand, which is out in front of us like this. You can see this. And then your right hand, now we're going to slide our right fingers like this in front of our left fingers like this. And what this represents is a chain, a chain link. So a chain. And what we are doing, we are locking ourselves up with the wisdom deities. So it's Za, Hong, Bam. Bam is chaining ourselves, locking ourselves up to those deities. Okay, Za, Hong, Bam. Now, Ho is now we take our left hand, which is facing outward, and we take our right hand and we lock the knuckles together so that our two little fingers interlock with each other and our two index fingers interlock with each other. So we're like this, if you can see this. And this is a bell. This represents the bell. And this is rejoicing. So Za, Hong, Bam, Ho. Ho is the sound of rejoicing. So Za, Hong, Bam, Ho. So we're hooking ourselves, we're tying ourselves up, we're lassoing, we're chaining ourselves, we're binding ourselves up, and we are rejoicing that we are inseparable from the wisdom deities. So that's what Za, Hong, Bam, Ho represents. So now, again, the three colored lights, the white, the red, and the blue colored lights radiate and invite the Buddhas of the five families to appear in front of me. And to them, I offer flowers, incense, light, scented water, nourishing cakes, and music to them. So we're making the offerings to them. So this next line says, Om Sara Tathagata Abi Kensa Tu Mam. It says, Om, the body, speech, and mind of all the Tathagatas. The Tathagatas are the thus gone ones. They are Bodhisattvas who have now become gone to become Buddhas. The Tathagatas, the thus gone ones, they are Buddhas. Please grant the Abhishekata Mam. So the Abhishekata is the empowerment of Manjushri. The Mam would connotes Manjushri. So the Abhishekata is the empowerment. So please grant the empowerment for me to be able to become the embodiment of Manjushri, of Manjushri. So now, by this request, I am empowered by the Buddhas who pour the vase nectar on my crown of my head, filling my whole body with nectar and purifying all the obscurations, with nectar and purifying all the obscurations. What I think is a misprint there. It's repeated there. The nectar overflows at the crown of my head, becoming Buddha Varanchana. So we visualize that we are receiving the nectar from the Buddhas. So we take our right hand and we take our left hand and place our left hand in our right hand so that both palms are up, but it's our left hand. And this is where we receive the empowerment nectar, the Amrita. So when the Lama during the empowerment would come and would bring the bumpo around, would bring the nectar, bring the pitcher around, and would pour the nectar into our left hand. So we have to visualize that now. And we visualize that we receive it in our left hand, then we drink it. And it comes into our body, and that nectar is it's permeating our body with the blessings of the Buddhas, of these wisdom Buddhas. And then whatever is left in the palm of our hand is a little bit of moisture left. We take that and we put that on the crown of our head. And that becomes the five-pointed crown of the five Buddha families. So we're drinking it, it comes into our body, then we take it and we put it on the crown of our head. And now we visualize that we're wearing that crown of the five Buddha families. So all this is ritual, but it's mindfulness. It's developing mindfulness. So this is why it's important. So the nectar overflows at the crown of my head, so that overflowed the crown, becoming Buddha Varanchana. So Varanchana is the center Buddha of the wisdom Buddhas, and he represents the all-pervading wisdom. So Amitabha is the wisdom of discriminating awareness. So this is all-pervading wisdom. So you may go back to your notes. We talked about this months ago. We talked about the five Buddha families. So it should be in your notes somewhere and handouts that you've been given. And if you have questions about it, we can talk about it another time. But you should have this information. This is very important. All the stuff that we did months ago has been leading all up to this. So all these reference points and so on, you should become familiar with. And if you've forgotten, you should go back to your notes and find them. So now the Buddhas of the empowerment then dissolve into me. So that's the drinking, the embodiment, it permeates our being. So once we do that, now we're making the offerings to the Buddhas. So it says, so this is a long offering. So it says, Om Manjushri Jana Sattva Bhajra Argam Sarva Puja Mega Samudra Saparana Samaye Hom. So Om, the body, speech, and mind of the deity. In this case is Manjushri. Jana Sattva. Jana means the wisdom. Sattva is the being. Bhajra is the indestructible wisdom being. And we're making the offering of Argam. The first one is Argam. So we're drinking water. So if you remember, we're bringing our hands together like this, and we're offering water from a pitcher. Is the visualization here. And then Sarva. So all this puja, all this offering, all this is to bring awareness to all the beings, to make this manifest within yourself. That you are that you are taking this vow, that you will become the Bodhisattva Manjushri, the Bodhisattva Manjushri. So all this puja, all this ritual will come together for you to be reborn as Manjushri, and you take a vow to continue the mudra, to be able to continue the mantra, to be able to continue this visualization. So the first offering is the drinking water. So a pitcher of water like this, which is Argam. Then we repeat the next line, Om Manjushri Jana Sattva Vajra Padyam. So Padyam is the washing water. So we're taking our left hand, our three fingers like this, and our right hand like this, and we're scooping the water up out of a bowl to wash ourselves, to wash our feet, to wash our hands, to wash our face, to wash our body, as if we just came from a long, arduous walk to get to where we are. These are the offerings that we're making the guest, who is Manjushri within ourselves. So we're offering drinking water. We're offering washing water. The next is Pushpam. So now we're offering flowers. So the flowers are opening. So we're opening our hand like this, and the flowers are opening. So this always puts a smile on the face of those that you are offering the flowers to, but it also should put a smile on your face as you offer those flowers. So you're making this offering of pushpam, flowers. And the next one is dupam, incense. So the sticks of incense. So your fingers are up like this, and you're offering incense to protect the area around you, the environment, through the sweet smelling incense that is burning, keeps away evil spirits, keeps away non-virtuous thoughts, keep away negativity and so on. So it purifies the atmosphere around you and the deity, so they'll be welcomed and comfortable and not threatened in any way. Then the next one is aloke. So aloke is the lamp, is the light. So we bring our four fingertips to our knuckle of our thumbs like this, both hands, and our thumb is up like this, like the flame of a butter lamp or a candle. And this is the illumination of the lamp. So this is illuminating the darkness around us. So it's like the wisdom, aloke. And the next one is gande. So gande is perfume, scented water. So our four fingers and our thumbs are together like this, like a bottle. And then our fingers like this are the aroma of the perfume, of the scented water. So we would be putting that on to refresh ourselves. So we're offering that to the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas as if they are guests in our home and that they are being refreshed. So that's gande. Then the next one is noitea. So noitea, we're gathering all the fruit, all the vegetables, all the things that we harvest for a feast, for a food offering. So we're gathering all that and we're offering that like a plate that we're offering that is nuiteya, is the way that is pronounced, nuiteya. So we're offering food. So now the last one is shakta. So now we are taking our fingers like and playing a drum. So our two fingers like this and our other fingers are bound together like this, and we're playing a drum. So we're rejoicing. We're playing music. So this is like you're welcoming a guest into your home. When a guest comes into your home, you offer them something to drink. You offer them something to wash their feet and their hands. You offer some flowers. You offer some incense. You offer the light, the candle light. You offer the perfume. You offer something to eat. And now it's time to sing, to dance, to give rejoicing that we're all together in this Dharma family. So these are the 8 offerings. So there's a little bit of a memory here, a melody here, and hopefully I'll be able to remember to do it. The next comes the long praise. So now after we do the offerings, now we are giving praise to the deity. And with Manjushri, this is a little bit more elaborate than it was for Shenreze. So his wisdom is brilliant like the sun, free of the clouds of the 2 veils, and perceives the various types of knowledge in their true nature. For this reason, he holds the wisdom text at his heart. So the 2 veils are the confusion that we have, our emotions, and our mental obscurations that block our heart from being able to recognize its true nature as the deity. So his wisdom is brilliant like the sun, so it burns away all the clouds, burns away those veils, those obscurations, and then the true nature shines forth. So he holds the wisdom text at his heart. He has compassion for all beings who suffer from the darkness of ignorance in the prison of samsara, as a father for an only son. So this meaning is rather obvious, I think. Then, like a thunderclap, he awakens those who are sleeping in ignorance and loosens the chain of karma through the 60 branches of harmonious speech. So here, so he's got the wisdom text. So the wisdom text, again, helps us to understand, with our brain, our intellect, what the Dharma is, what are the obscurations and what are the antidotes to the obscurations. And then like a thunderclap, those who are sleeping in ignorance, through their speech. So through the mantra, through the recitation of these practices, that these break through are holding on, these chains that are binding up our heart to our ignorance and to our confusion. So the verbalization of this loosens those chains, loosens those bindings. So he wields the wisdom sword to cut the seedling of suffering and to dispel the darkness of confusion. So we talked about that, cutting through. In the Bodhisattva form, he is pure from beginningless time, fully accomplished in the 10 levels and perfect in the body of knowledge. So the Bodhisattva, remember, Bodhisattva is 3 Sanskrit words. Bodhi means enlightenment. Sat means a being. And Va means holy. So it's the holy, enlightened being. So as an ordinary human being, what we do is we put ourselves on the path to become a bodhisattva. And then we go through the levels here, the 10 levels of purifying ourselves in perfection, of becoming the bodhisattva. So these are called the bhumis. These are the 10 bhumis. And at the end of the 10 bhumis, then, one can become a Buddha. One is ready to become a Buddha. But it may take lifetimes after lifetimes to be able to purify ourselves on these levels. So it's like a spiral. I've used this analogy many times. It's like a spiral. And in the beginning, the spiral is very broad and goes around, and we do these practices and teachings over and over again. But slowly, slowly, the spiral begins to tighten up and goes up, moves further along up. And then as it gets to the 10 bhumis, the spiral is very, very, very tight. And then finally we get to the very tip of the spiral, and then we liberate from that. And then it's possible to become the Buddha, to be able to do that. So in the Bodhisattva form, he is pure from beginningless time, fully accomplished in the 10 levels and perfect in the body of all knowledge. So here it says, pure from beginningless time. We have this purity within ourselves. We are all Buddha. We are all potential Bodhisattva. We have this all within us. And what we are needing to do is to remove all the blockages that are keeping us from recognizing that pure nature. So we already have that. So I supplicate you, Manjushri, adored by the 112 signs of a Buddha, to dispel the darkness of my ignorance. My ignorance is keeping me from recognizing this, not even admitting that it's there. So the 112 signs are the 32 major marks and the 80 minor marks, 112 of the Buddha. And you, like I said, you can look that up, and if you want to look at each one of those in the Jewel Ornament of Liberation, I'm sure you can Google it. So that's the long praise. So we're visualizing this as Manjushri, but what we're trying to do is to visualize it for us to become the embodiment of that. So now you who are the perfect youthful body, whose flame of wisdom blazes and dispels the darkness of worldly ignorance. So we look at Manjushri as a young man. He's not an old man, he's a young man. One whose mind is very keen, his mind is very curious, his mind is very open, and wants to be able to bring all this inside and recognize all this inside. So he has all the enthusiasm, all the compassion, all the love of a young person, all the idealism of a young person to be able to share with all beings. So he's the youthful body whose flame of wisdom blazes and dispels the darkness of worldly ignorance. So this light, this mum syllable, is just bright, that is like the sun that is illuminating everything all around. I prostrate before you and praise you, Manjushri. So we could do prostrations, but prostration, we can do it like this, we can bow. It doesn't have to be formal prostration, but if you wanted to, you could, so that is the short praise. When it says, I prostrate before you and praise you, Manjushri. So that's the end of the short praise. Now the next line begins the visualization of the mantra. So if you want to make a note in your book, so you can remember that. It's a little detail, but it's important to understand what these elements are. And if you remember, if we go back to the 7-limb prayer, that the 7-limb prayer is embedded in all of this. So you could go through and you could pick out the different elements that are in the 7-limb prayer, the 7-branch prayer. So now, at the heart chakra is a sun disk on which stands the mum syllable. So at the heart center, at the heart chakra is a sun disk on which stands the mum syllable, surrounded by the mantra circling clockwise. So in this case, it is on which the syllable mum, and you saw that on page 34, is sitting there, and is surrounded by the mantra circling clockwise. So the mantra is going around it in a clockwise direction. And it's golden light. Light radiates from the mantra, invoking all the blessings and energies of all the Buddhas, which dissolves into the mum syllable. So first we're visualizing that this golden light is going to all the Buddhas, and then their blessings are coming from their hearts back into the syllable. And again, then, light radiates and transforms the outer universe into the superb Pure Land and purifies all the obscurations of sentient beings, who are then transformed into Manjushri. So you're visualizing that light from the blessing of all the Buddhas comes into the mum syllable and then goes out to all sentient beings. And it's going out through your recitation. You're reciting this mantra that is going out in golden light to all these beings and transforming them into Manjushri. So we begin to recognize not just ourselves as Manjushri, but we recognize all the potential of all beings as being Manjushri, all reciting the mantra together. The light then returns to the seed syllable. So then it all comes back into the seed syllable. So the next page 34, now we see the line drawing of Manjushri to remind us. And his mantra is Om Wagi Shra Ri Mum, which is Om, the body, speech, and mind of the enlightened one. Wagi is his name, is the Lord of speech. And Shra Ri Mum means that to be able to have wisdom, to show the wisdom, the Lord of speech wisdom, the wisdom speech for all beings like that. Om Wagi Shra Ri Mum. So it says we recite the mantra as many times as possible without the 6 faults. One should accumulate a minimum of 600,000 recitations. So obviously, we're not going to do 600,000 tonight, but you could say, okay, I really want to do this, and I want to accumulate 600,000. So over some period of time, you could be doing this practice, keeping track of your accumulations, and accumulate 600,000. I do want to make a point about the 6 faults. So the 6 faults of mantra recitation are these. Not too fast. We don't want to say it so fast that we can't hear the syllables, that we can't hear them ourselves. Some people will and it loses its significance. It loses its vibration. Likewise, we don't want to go too slow. Om Wagi Shra Ri Mum. Om Wagi Shra Ri Mum. We lose the continuity of the vibration. Not too soft. We don't want to go Om Wagi Shra Ri Mum. Om Wagi Shra Ri Mum. Or not too loud. Om Wagi Shra Ri Mum. So we need to moderate it. And not too drowsy. We don't want to be sleepy with it. We need to be, it's an active practice. So we need to be not lazy with this. We need to be enthusiastic about this and not too agitated. We don't want to feel that we have to finish this. We got to do this, or I'm not enjoying this. I got to get through this. It's better to stop and start again in another time if you're feeling that, or if you're feeling too sleepy. Rather than try and fight this and fight through it, it creates more negativity for you, and you lose confidence. You lose the enthusiasm for the practice. So these are the 6 faults of mantra recitation. We want to do these clear with discrete pronunciation. So each syllable should be able to be understood by yourself. Someone else may or may not understand it, depending on what their level of practice is. A beginner may not understand it, but an advanced person who is hearing Om Wagi Shvari Mum being said very fast would recognize each syllable. But you need to recognize each syllable. So, so we generally start off slow. We might, so the first time we're using the melody, we go through a whole mile around using the melody. Then the next mile around, we use a chant where there's no melody. The melody would be like singing, using a melody. Chanting will be just like Om Wagi Shvari Mum, Om Wagi Shvari Mum, Om Wagi Shvari Mum. That every syllable has an equal weight to it. And then we can do it another mile around. We can do it faster. Om Wagi Shvari Mum, Om Wagi Shvari Mum, Om Wagi Shvari Mum. And then in a group, if you're in a room with a bunch of people doing it, you can do it at a speed. Om Wagi Shvari Mum, Om Wagi Shvari Mum, Om Wagi Shvari Mum, Om Wagi Shvari Mum. And it sounds like bees hovering around a beehive. So you might have heard that expression, like bees humming in around their hive. So that's where that comes from. So in the monasteries, they begin exactly like I said. They use the melody. Then at some point they shift into doing a chant, and at some point they shift into doing it as bees circling around their beehive. So anybody have any questions or comments before we do this practice? Anybody want to stand up and take a short break? Okay, there's a chat here. Was there something on the chat that was interesting? Is anyone? Okay. Is the lag time going away? Is everybody okay?
Recently, there hasn't been any.
Okay, good.
A couple of burps. I have a question, Lance.
Yes.
So, yeah, I'm sorry. Around the visualization.
Yes.
It starts when we talk about at the heart chakra is the sun disk, right?
What page are you on, please?
I'm on page 33.
Yes. Yes.
And then light radiates from the mantra, okay, and so the mantra is the mantra that's on the next page, right?
Correct. Om Wagi Shvari Mum.
Okay, I don't think I have a question anymore.
Okay. Now, in some different lineages, we're the Drikung Kagyu lineage. This is the practice in the Drikung Kagyu lineage. In different lineages, they may have a slightly different mantra, which is pronounced differently. So don't get alarmed with any of that. It's all good. And it just sometimes is the difference in practice between the different lineages, the different monasteries, the way they pronounce things, their different melodies and so on. But the essence of the meaning is what's the same, is always the same, is always the bodhicitta. Okay?
One more clarification. So when we talk about, when we begin to chant, or we begin the visualization, at the heart chakra is a sun disk on which stands the mum syllable, surrounded by mantra circling clockwise. That's happening at our chakra, at our heart chakra, right?
Correct.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. I know sometimes it may sound confusing sometimes, are we visualizing the deity above and in front of ourselves? Are we visualizing on top of our head? Are we visualizing inside here? Ultimately, it should be all this, it all flows together. And so we have to do it in the beginning. We have to do it very mechanically, where it's above in front of ourselves, it's on our head, in our heart. But after we become a little bit more experienced with this, it just flows very naturally, becomes very seamless to it. So it's practicing that makes it flow like that. Okay. Any other questions, and we'll proceed. Okay, so we go to page 29. If you need to go back to the picture, you're welcome to do that. If you need to flip to look at the syllable, the mum syllable, that's fine. Some people do not like to make notes in these books. I make notes in books, so whatever you need to do, I think is important. That's the most important thing. So, and I've seen many of the books that the lamas have, and most all of them have notes in their books. So don't feel that you can't do that it becomes sacrilegious or something like that. There's no such thing like that in Buddhism. So do whatever you need to do to be focused. Okay, so we begin on page 29. Om Shanyata Jana Sattva, Om Shanyata Jana Bhajra Sabhava Atmako Ham. From the all-pervading emptiness, a many-colored lotus appears on the lotus. From the all-pervading emptiness, a many-colored lotus appears. On the lotus are moon and sun discs, surmounted by the orange-colored mum syllable, the nature of my own awareness wisdom. The luminous syllable radiates colored light in all directions. It is offered to all the Buddhas and purifies all obscurations in the six realms. The light returns and is absorbed into the syllables, and I become Manjushri, brilliantly golden in color, with one face and two arms. My right hand raises the wisdom sword above my shoulder, and the left hand, raised to the heart level, holds between the thumb and ring finger the long stem of a lotus that blossoms at my left shoulder. On the lotus is the 100,000 verse Prajna Paramita text. I am wearing a 5-pointed crown adorned with a blue-black top knot, and am cloaked with silken robes and precious ornaments. Seated in the Vajra position with smiling countenance, I radiate the glorious signs of all the Buddhas. At the 3 special places are the white, red, and blue-colored syllables. Lights radiate from the syllables, inviting the divine wisdom being, who dissolves inseparably into me with the syllables Za, Hong, Bam, Ho. Again, these colored lights radiate and invite the Buddhas of the 5 families to appear in front of me. I offer flowers, incense, light, scented water, nourishing cakes, and music to them. Om Sara Tadagata Abhishikata Tu Mam. By this request, I am empowered by the Buddhas, who pour the vase nectar on the crown of my head, filling my whole body with nectar and purifying all the obscurations. The nectar overflows at the crown of my head, becoming Buddha Varanchana. The Buddhas of the empowerment then dissolve into me. Back to the Tibet, page 29. Tompe na le na sog me badan, da yi tendang rang rig bom warser, warser rabar de le ro trang cho, yawa concho jujuk tripayang, jodu yongu dagni jampal yang. Soma Sur Dog Sao Chik Shang Ni Pa. Ye Pa She Rab Rel Dri Pong Te Tar. Yon Pa Tu Kar Cheb Zin Ut Pa Le. Ula Ne Zin Ge Sar Pong Yong Te. Zum Teng Tong Drag Ya Pe Leg Pam Chen. Sir Pu Na Che Tong Tin Tor Sug Ze. Na Sog Rin Chen Gen Dang Dar Gi Lu. Dor Kil Si Som Sen Pe Zi Par Wei. Ne Som Ju Som Karma Ting Shen Le. Wo Tro Yeshe Sanpa Chen Drang Yu. Za Hong Bam Ho Dag Dang Yi Mei Ten. Yar Yang Tog Le Wo Tro Rig Na La. Chen Drang Mei Tog Po Dang Mar Mei Tri. Zhao Ze Ro Mo Dang Je Cho Pa Bu. Om Sara Tadagata Abhishikan Satu Ma. Zai So Bum Chu Si Wo Ne Wang Ge. Gang Tri Ma Dang Shing Chu Lag Ma. Chi War Kil Le Nam Dang U Gen Ching. Wang La Dang Gi Lu La Ten Pa Gyu. So we visualize that we take the Amrita, we take the Dutsi, the scent of the water, we drink that, permeates our body, we take the residue, put the remainder on our head for the crown of the 5 Buddha families. And now we make the offering. So we're gathering the blessings. So our hands exchange, gathering the blessings. One hand becomes the bowl. The other one is gathering the blessings into our heart center. For all the deities are within our heart center like this. Om Manjushri Jana Sattva Bajra Argam Sarva Puja Mega Samudra Saparana Sameye Hum. Om Manjushri Jana Sattva Bajra Padyam Sara Mudra Mega Samudra Saparana Sameye Hum. Om Manjushri Jana Sattva Bajra Pushpam Sara Mudra Mega Samudra Saparana Sameye Hum. Om Manjushri Jana Sattva Bajra Dupam Sara Puja Mega Samudra Saparana Sameye Hum. Om Manjushri Jana Sattva Bajra Aloke Sara Puja Mega Samudra Saparana Sameye Hum. Om Manjushri Jana Sattva Bajra Gande Sara Puja Mega Samudra Saparana Sameye Hum. Om Manjushri Jana Sattva Bajra Nuidea Sara Puja Mega Samudra Saparana Sameye Hum. Om Manjushri Jana Sattva Bajra Shapta Sara Puja Mega Samudra Saparana Sameye Hum. His wisdom is brilliant like the sun, free of the clouds of the 2 veils, and perceives the various types of knowledge in their
Volume.
For this reason, he holds the wisdom text at his heart.
Can't hear you, Lance.
Beg pardon? You can't hear?
Can't hear you.
still can't hear me? Really? How about now? Can you hear me now?
No.
Really? All right, just a moment. Let's see what we can figure out here.
Now we got you.
You got me now?
Yeah, right now.
All right. What might have happened maybe when I was ringing the bell and it overloaded and shut down.
Okay.
That's possible. All right, but you can hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. All right. All right. So back on page 32, the long praise now. So typically we'll ring the bell. I'll try and do it very quietly, but let me know if you can't hear me again. His wisdom is brilliant like the sun, free of the clouds of the two veils, and perceives the various types of knowledge in their true nature. For this reason, he holds the wisdom text at his heart. He has compassion for all beings who suffer from the darkness of ignorance in the presence of samsara, as a father for an only son. Like a thunderclap, he awakens those who are sleeping in ignorance and loosens the chain of karma through the 60 branches of harmonious speech. He wields the wisdom sword to cut the seedling of suffering and dispel the darkness of confusion. In the Bodhisattva form, he is pure from beginningless time, fully accomplished in the 10 levels, and perfect in the body of all knowledge. I supplicate you, Manjushri, adorned by the 112 signs of a Buddha, to dispel the darkness of my ignorance. Tibet. Gangi locho dribni chendralni Tarnam da grab sawaji ni dong kun si shen sik chir ni ki to kar leg bombs and gang dong si pe somar mar rig mon to nal gizer way jo so kyun la bu shik sar san yen lag chu yang den song Dar tar chur dog nyong mon yi long lake yi jag cho jal zay chen mar rig mon sao dug now no gu ji jay sho zay ral ji nam do ne dag shen sa chu tar song yong ten lo zog yal say ku Chu drag, chu dang, chu ni, gan tre, dag lo, mon sao, kyo, la, Short praise. You are the perfect, youthful body whose flame of wisdom blazes and dispels the darkness of worldly ignorance. I prostrate before you and praise you, Manjushri. Zoni kulu dwangpo wapo. Start it again. Zong nu kulu wang wapo. Yeshe jome rab tu bar. Jig ten ti bog mon selwa. Jampa yang la chak At the heart center is a sun disk on which stands the mum syllable, surrounded by the mantras circling clockwise in golden light. Light radiates from the mantra, invoking all the blessings and energies of all the Buddhas, which dissolves into the mum syllable. Again, light radiates and transforms the outer universe into the superb pure land and purifies all the obscurations of sentient beings, who are then transformed into Manjushri. All are reciting the mantra together. The light then returns to the seed syllable. Tibet. Jokar ni tan mumtar nak tran jay. Sir dog woki rangzin ye korwe. Zer tro cho du gal kon shin du du. Mum ten larwo jo pe nal sa ye. Niger chuki sam chan to pa yang. Rang dra lar kyur kong yang nag dra jog. Wozer Judu Sabon La Jembe. Om Vagishvari Mam, 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 Om Vagishvari Mam. Om Vagishvari Mam, 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 Om Vagishvari Mam. Om Vagishvari Mam, 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 Om Vagishvari Mam. Om Vagishvari Mam, 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 Om Vagishvari Mam. Om Vagishvari Mam, 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 Om Vagishvari Mam. Om Vagishvari Mam, 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 Om Vagishvari Mam. Om Vagishvari Mam, 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 Om Vagishvari Mam. Om Vagishvari Mam, 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 Om Vagishvari Mam. Om Vagishvari Mam, 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 Om Vagishvari Mam. Om Wagishwari Mam 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 Om Wagishwari Om Wagishwari Mam 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 Om Wagishwari Om Wagishwari Mam 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 Om Wagishwari Om Wagishwari Mam 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 Om Wagishwari Om Wagishwari Mam 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 Om Wagishwari Om Wagishwari Mam 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 Om Wagishwari Om Wagishwari Mam 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 Om Wagishwari Om Wagishwari Mam 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 Om Wagishwari Om Wagishwari Mam 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 Om Wagishwari Om Wagishwari Mam 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 Om Wagishwari Om Wagishwari Mam 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 Om Vagishvarimam. Om Vagishvarimam. Om Vagishvarimam. Om Vagishvarimam. Om Vagishvarimam. Now the dissolution, page 34. The outer universe dissolves into light, which is absorbed into myself. I then dissolve into the mum syllable, which dissolves from the bottom to the top nada, gradually becoming emptiness. I meditate in the bliss of non-duality, the subject and object. So the outer universe is all phenomenal nature. Everything that we see, all the appearances, but that all dissolves into light, which is absorbed into myself. And I then dissolve into the mum syllable, because now Manjushri is in our heart center, and the mum syllable is in the center of Manjushri that's in our heart, so the mum is in our heart. So all this comes into the mum syllable, which dissolves. Now the mum syllable dissolves. So from the bottom to the top nada. So the nada is a little squirrely, like a flame at the top of the bindu. So if we're looking at the orange syllable on page 34, there would be like this little flame at the top of the bindu. So you've seen it on some other hung syllables and so on. And so the at the bottom of the hung is the shabku, that's called as a vowel, that is the u sound. Then the ma sound is the main syllable that dissolves into the roof of the ma. Then the ma then dissolves into the bindu, that circle above is the ma, the m sound. And then the nada is the flame right above that. So all this all dissolves into that flame, and then slowly, 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 the flame becomes invisible and goes and becomes into the Mahamudra, into the Shunyata, the emptiness. So it says, which dissolves from the bottom to the top nada, gradually becoming emptiness. I meditate in the bliss of non-duality of subject and object. So we visualize becoming in union with subject, object. Our dualistic nature dissolves into our true nature. So we recite this again in English and then in Tibet and then meditation. The outer universe dissolves into light, which is absorbed into myself. I then dissolve into the mum syllable, which dissolves from the bottom to the top nada, gradually becoming emptiness. I meditate in the bliss of non-duality of subject and object. So we'll meditate for 5 minutes. Visualize the instructions. All the light dissolving into the mum syllable, and then dissolving into the nada and dissolving into emptiness. Your mind wavers, your mind gets sidetracked, just bring it back to the visualization of the mum syllable. If that's difficult, then watch the breath. Deep breath. Raise your arms up over your head. Bring your hands together. Look up between your hands. Stretch your arms, stretch your neck, stretch your back. Stretch. Relax. Bring your arms down. Exhale. Take a deep breath. Raise your arms up over your head. Bring your hands together. Look up between your hands at the ceiling. Stretch your arms, your neck, your back. Relax. Exhale. Bring your arms down. Breathe in again. Raise your arms. Bring your hands together. Look up. Stretch. Exhale. Relax your arms. Okay. Open your eyes. Okay. So now we do the dedication prayers on page 35. By the light of your wisdom, compassionate one, may the darkness of ignorance in my mind be dispelled. To realize all the sutras and commentaries, please grant me the power of radiant wisdom. Whenever I want to see you or want you to clarify my confusion, Lord Manjushri Goka, may I have a clear vision of you without hindrance. You, Manjushri, have performed great deeds to the furthest limit of the 10 directions for the benefit of all sentient beings. May I and others perform the same activities. Tibet. Sedan Kyogi Ken Rab Wozergi Daglo Mitog Monpa Rab Selne Kadang Tenjo Zong Luk Topa Yi Lo Cho Po Pe Na Wa Sel Du So Gang Se Ta Wa Topa Chogze Tri Wa Do Na Yang Gompo Jam Yang Kyo Ni Ni Yeg Me Tupa Ni Tog War So Chok Chu Nam Ke Te Tog Pe Tam She Kun Dong To Je Chu Zitar Jam Yang Cho Ze Pa Dak So Cho Pang De Tar So. Next page. Bodhicitta, the excellent and precious mind. Where it is unborn, may it arise. Where it is born, may it not decline, but ever increase higher and higher. By the blessings of the Buddha who attained the 3 kayas, by the blessing of the innate truth of Dharma, and by the blessings of the indivisible Sangha order, may the merit I share bear fruit. By the virtue as pure as white snow of the mountains, may the teachings of Ratnashri flourish in the 10 directions and dispel the ignorance of all sentient beings, that they will at last achieve the Buddha's perfection of wisdom. Tibet. Shangshu Samcho Rinpoche Ma Ke Panam Ne Kurchi Ke Panam Pa Me Pa Yang Gon Ne Gon Du Pa War Sho Sangye Kusam Ne Pe Jin Lab Dang Joni Mi Gur Tempe Jin Lab Dang De Dum Mi Che Du Pe Jin Lab Yi Je Tar Non Shin Mon Lab Ju Pa Sho Nam Da Gangri Tar Kar Ge Wa De Rin Shen Tenpa Chuk Chu Ge Pa Dong. Jig Tan Mi She Tuk Mug Nam Drel Shin. Tor Shin Sange Yashe Tu Pa Sho. Okay. Thank you very much. We still have to do our dedication, our lineage dedication. But does anybody have any questions or comments? Did you enjoy that practice?
Well, that was definitely a pretty warm deity. I mean, warm and fuzzy. I mean,
Okay.
I was able to smile. Yes.
Very good. Gary, I saw you nodding your head. Did you enjoy that? Gary? Let me see if I can turn you got to turn your microphone on. I can't turn it on for you. You got to turn it on. Your microphone, Gary.
Got it.
Yeah.
You hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. There's a lot there. There's a lot there, so I have to spend a lot of time going over it, and there's a lot to process, a lot of substance there, but it's time well spent. I notice that I always the best night of sleep that I get in the week is Friday night after I've done this. I don't know what's to that, but
I rejoice. Thank you. It's very good. Yeah, it's very good.
I need to remember to do more chanting on the other nights of the week, man.
Yes, yes. Anybody else have any comments? Everybody enjoyed that thing. Okay. All right, well, next week we'll do Vajrapani, because these three, Manjushri, Shenrezig, and Vajrapani, are the three first bodhisattvas to practice. So one is wisdom, one is compassion, and Vajrapani is power, to develop this power, to generate the power to continue the practices and to accumulate the merit and to understand the meaning of it all. So that's why these three go together. So we'll be doing Vajrapani next. So you see on page 37, you can see his image there, and he is a wrathful deity. And we'll talk about him next week. Okay, well then let's go and do our dedications. For page 157. Dorje Chang, Talopa, Naropa, Marpa, Milarepa, Dormolorgampopa, Pagmadrupa, Lord Drikung. Please bestow upon us the most auspicious blessing of all the Kagyu Lamas. By this virtue may I achieve omniscience. By defeating all enemies, confusion, may all who travel on the waves of birth, old age, sickness, and death cross the ocean of samsara. Bodhicitta, the excellent and precious mind. Where it is unborn, may it arise. Where it is born, may it not decline, but ever increase higher and higher. I pray that the Lama may have good health. I pray that the Lama may have long life. I pray that your Dharma activities spread far and wide. I pray that I may not be separated from you. As Manjushri, the warrior, realized the ultimate state, and as did Samantabhadra, I will follow in their path and fully dedicate all merit for all sentient beings. By the blessing of the Buddha who attained the three kayas, by the blessing of the truth of the unchanging Dharma as such, by the blessing of the indivisible Sangha order, may the merit I share bear fruit. By the virtues collected in the three times, by myself and all beings in samsara and nirvana, and by the innate word of virtue, may I and all sentient beings quickly attain unsurpassed, perfect, complete, precious enlightenment. May the teachings of the great Drikung Kagyu, who is omniscient, Lord of the Dharma, master of interdependence, continue and increase through study, practice, contemplation, and meditation until the end of samsara. Next page. The long life prayers. For this realm encircled by the snow-covered mountains, you are the source of every benefit and bliss without exception. Tenzin Gyatso, you are one with Avalokiteshvara. May you remain steadfast until samsara's end. Embodiment of the three precious jewels, Padmapani, who holds the teachings of the victorious one, seeing the all-goodness meaning with the wisdom eye, may you who are spontaneously established activities live long for hundreds of kalpas. Noble Manjushri, the Lord of Speech, who manifests to hold the teachings of the Triple Gem, who raises the lamp of the sage's teachings, may you who are the light of the Dharma live long for hundreds of kalpas. Next page. The one known in the Holy Land as Aryadeva emanated into the Garg land of Eastern Tibet as Jotingpa, the heart son, Eastern Tibet as Jotingpa, the heart son of Jigdan Sumgun. May the life of glorious Garchen remain steadfast for 100 eons. In this age of strife, when the victor's teaching faces hardship, through his powerful Vajra-like conduct, he takes on himself the heavy responsibility of the unbiased teaching. May Garchen, the son of the teachings, live long. Om Ahom. Om Ahom. Om Ahom. May the body, speech, and mind of all the enlightened ones become inseparable from my body, speech, and mind. Thank you all very much. Thank you.